What's up, YouTube? Freaks and Geeks, aka NoahC, back at it again today for another video. So, a lot of people have been asking me, yo, what happened to the video last night, stuff like that. I was advised to take it down based off of just the fact that I don't want my channel to be seen at in a very, in a way that how I used to do things. I'm trying to change up how I am. And I'm trying to change how I do things. So, in that regard, I just needed to really take a step back. The message got across, and to those people who did see it, you know what I'm saying, they told the person more or less. Well, I'm pretty sure he saw it himself, but you know, from that point on, you know, what I wanted to get across was definitely, like, you know, conveyed, and that's all that matters. But today, we're gonna get in contact. Well, not in contact, but we're gonna get within this Valk video that I'm doing. So, I want to tell y'all about some numbers. The numbers about Valkyrie in general. I personally feel like Valkyrie as a whole is very underpowered. And I looked at the entire roster when it comes to damage values, and Valkyrie has some of the lowest damage values in the game. Since the recent changes for not getting guard breaks after getting parries kind of basically limited her, now she has to work extremely hard just to get anything with her low damage values. Valkyrie was still a good character back in the day, only because of the fact that off of a parry she got a guard break to either knock you out of stamina or to basically, you know, go into, you know, her sweep into her shield bash combo. The guard breaks what kind of carried her, you know. But again, let's talk numbers. So we have, off of a light parry, we have Warden, Raider, and Kensei all coming out to 40 damage. Then we have the heavy classes like Conqueror, you know, top heavy is 33 damage, Warlord 30 damage, Shigoki top heavy 45 damage. And then it's more or less like, why? Okay, so from just the vanguards to the heavies, you already got more than Valkyrie. Then we go on to the original assassins, with Shirochi is at 35 damage top heavy. Then we got Peacekeeper with 20 damage into a bleed, which I think is around 31, 32 damage. Don't quote me on that. And I think Berserker has 35 damage, 35 or 38 damage off of a top heavy. And from that point on, you have the hybrids, which, if we're going to really compare classes, and let's compare the hybrids to the hybrids, or the original ones anyway. And we have Lawbringer with a top light parry, 45 damage. Then we have Nobushi with a top heavy damage, it's 38. But Valkyrie, with everything that she has, only comes out to 25 damage, you know. And it's kind of sad how it is with that, because you have so many characters that legitimately are so underpowered when it comes to just damage all around, but she really struggles without the guard break mix-up. It's kind of like how the Shigoki effect, that's what I like to call it. People who used to be good with guard breaks aren't good anymore. Shigoki was still bad with the guard breaks and stuff, but even still, he more or less still was... he was okay. You could be really, I guess, quote unquote, annoying with him back in the day, but I digress. So I just want to say, you know, like, she caps out at 25 damage, and when she gets off of a light parry, she gets to go into a mix-up, which, you know, allows her more damage. But everything that she does is more unlikely reactable. Like, and let's talk about her heavy parry changes. The parry damage caps out at 17 damage. That's terrible. Honest to God, that's really terrible. And then when it comes to other damage, she's totally outclassed. And I just really say the multiple options that the other few hybrids have versus her it really says a lot about what their intentions were when they first made Valkyrie, and rather the lack of not caring or not really knowing when they made these changes how these characters were going to be affected. Maybe they did know, and maybe they just didn't care, but at the same time, they still needed to be able to make everybody viable. Like Nobushi, when she got her damage nerf, she she became, I guess, quote unquote subpar, but at the same time it balanced her, because they were trying to make it to where everything was balanced in the 4v4 aspect, and she was ultimately and undoubtedly the actual queen of 4v4s, because everyone ran NoahC on their team. And now that they nerfed her damage with hidden stance and her zone attack, it's not the same anymore. But back then, Valkyrie's always had a shit zone. Her zone right now does 15 damage. A lot of other people whose zone attacks, they don't cap out like that. Like Warlords does, I think 25. NoahC's 20. Lawbringer's 27. Warden's 20. Orochi's 20. PK's 15. You know, but the thing, and I'm glad I said PK, because PK, hers being so fast, it actually matters that it doesn't do that much damage, because it's so unreactable, which was a good call on Ubisoft's part. But for the slower zones, they have to have some type of damage, because at that point it's just a useless move in a toolkit. Like Valkyrie's zone attack is undoubtedly really it's really unused, and it's only used to actually track somebody. Like, that's really how it is. Outside of that, there's really nothing else it's good for. I just think when it comes to Valkyrie, the way that she should actually have some type of buff, or she should actually have something to where she can really do something, it has to be within the light to heavy combo. Like, she can't really go into her shield bash mix up any other way besides throwing out a raw heavy, which, if someone is fishing for it, then more than likely they're gonna parry it. Even if they don't, then there's really nothing free, or there's nothing like unsafe from doing it, because of how slow it is. It's I don't know why they made it like that. Before it was good because of what the guard breaks offer once you actually get somebody, you know, to that point. But now it's just very underwhelming. And let's talk about Valkyrie's lights. So my thing was that she's supposed to be, I think, I don't know what her hybrid is. I think it's assassin heavy, and her lights out of all the assassins are more or less, well, she's not an assassin, but her lights are just very reactable, and I know exactly why they are reactable. Honestly, it has something to do with her animation. When you move her guard from left to right, and you have it to where you hit the R1 button, the game actually reads every single part of her animation. Now, sometimes it doesn't come out that way. Sometimes it actually makes it to where the lights don't move as fast. So I say, why can't we actually get to a point, like, you know how the assassins are right now? Their lights are so fast because there's barely any animation on console anyway. There's barely any animation. And because of that, if the lights are so fast because there's barely any animation, then why would they do that to a character like Valkyrie? I think Aramusha and Valkyrie kind of work the same in that aspect, because Aramusha lights aren't that bad. It's only bad when you keep guessing wrong. If you guess right majority of the time, or rather even just block, like, you'll see it. And I think it's because of how the full guard is with them. Like, the characters themselves, like by themselves, legitimately, you can kind of see when it comes out, because you're already looking for the fast light. You're not really looking for the heavy that they throw out or anything like that. So by that logic, it actually makes the character more telegraphed than anything. I just pray that, you know, at some point when they make her rework, they don't have to buff her lights or anything like that, because I think her lights are fine. I just feel like how it is with Aramusha and how it is with Valkyrie, it needs to be for other assassins as well, because that's what makes them very limited in their light chains. Like, Aramusha's is basically telegraphed, where if it comes from the left or the right, it has to go to the top. Valkyrie, her second light is pretty reactable. Even if you delay it, it's still reactable. There's really nothing you can argue about that when it comes to her. I think the more mix-up extensive Valkyrie becomes, the better she will be as an overall character. Again, her kit fundamentally is sound. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with her kit, because again, before season 5, I mained Valkyrie and Lawbringer and Nobushi, and the only reason is because they have so many options. And I know for a fact if they would have changed things and put them back, she would be a viable character again, but she just always had low damage. And I think it was because, I think back in season 1 or 2 when she first got her buff, she was undoubtedly very, very strong, so they had to stop her at some point. But they made her so good because of the fact that, again, she just was, she was underpowered before. She's always been an underpowered character. You have people like Talon Dillard, who are really good Valkyrie. You have people like Arch, who are just Valks, who just have been playing her since the start. And I think that the fact that they have the stuff that they're going on now with Valkyrie, they really need to work on just the fact that she's supposed to be somebody that can disable, you know, make people not put people in a bad situation. Because every time Valkyrie commits to anything on her mix-ups, she's in a bad situation, especially if they react to it. There's never a time where Valkyrie probably isn't in a bad situation, even at neutral, honestly. So I just got to a point where I said, if we're gonna do anything with this character, more or less she has to get the damage buff first, and then we can talk about anything else she has in her kit. But the season 5 nerf with the guard changes really made people just, it just made people really not respect her no more. And I hate the fact that she became a dead class. You rarely see Valks anymore, and when you do, you know, the fights are basically just who can light spam and mix up more. But I honestly hope that in the coming days, when it comes to the hybrids, like, they actually make them characters that are supposed to overwhelm the other classes because they have so much going for them. The fact that lights on console rule this game is a problem. It's undoubtedly a problem. And for people who actually decide to pick up a class that's just very hard to pick up or very hard to learn, we should be rewarded for that. But as of today, I just want you guys to, you know, put your thoughts in the comment section. Just let me know how you feel about everything when it comes to just the Valkyrie class. Tomorrow I'm coming out with a Lawbringer video as well, and I think tomorrow, because I think they were talking about it in the dev stream yesterday, they said something about taking away his block shove, and if they did, they really would have to give him some more offensive pressure. But it's the same thing with Valkyrie too. I think her being scary is not a thing, and the more we get into the coming days, especially with E3, I would really want them to go in the direction of just something that's more viable for this class. But I'm about to run out of time, everybody. If you're new, please like and subscribe. This has been NoahC, and I'm signing out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Deuces. Also, check the link for the Discord. Love you guys. Peace out.